Well, my name is BJ Maduri, and I've been hydroplane racing for about 35 years, second generation, and I do own and do the engine work on this boat. It is a 20-foot long hydroplane, all wood construction, made out of Akumi plywood, mahogany, and spruce, and it weighs about 2,000 pounds. The engine is a 368 Chevrolet reverse rotation marine engine. It makes about 620 horsepower and it goes about 150 mile an hour. So the safety cockpit is fully reinforced with fiberglass and it's Kevlar lined. And then it also has a chromoly roll cage just in case an impact. It will actually deflect the other boat. But the fiberglass and Kevlar line are all strength. And then if it does go upside down, there is an escape hatch on the bottom to where divers can open the bottom up and pull the driver out. Driver is on oxygen. There is an onboard tank just in case he's underneath and conscious. He can sit there for a minute, gain his whereabouts, and then escape with, there's like 18 feet of hose so he can actually go up and over. We're always striving to keep moving forward with safety, but yeah, back in the day in the 70s and 80s, I mean, the design was different and all the drivers did was hop in. There was a bar chair in there and you just hop in, no seat belts, no nothing. And some were lucky enough to have a parachute just in case to slow them down at 150 mile an hour, but a lot weren't. But yeah, the technology has come so far with carbon fiber and, everything else, strength to weight ratios. It's so far ahead. Always trying to get better with safety, but we're at a point to where it's pretty much, we're there. Yeah. I bought this boat in 2015. It needed a full restoration. All the wood was painted white. And so I went through and I resanded everything and then I went back, resealed it. It's got about 10 coats of varnish on the wood. And then I do that every winter, just like a Chris Craft or anything else. I sand it down, revarnish it. My dad and I are the primary crew. My mom also helps crew with us. She holds the boat. And my dad and I are basically the maintenance guys on here. We maintain the engine, the hull, everything ourselves, do all of it in-house, any repair work, any rebuilds. My dad is my crew chief and partner in this. And I could not do this without him, for sure. My primary driver is out of Sudbury, Ontario, and obviously with COVID, he is unable to travel into the States for races. But I do have a backup driver who is a great family friend. He's been racing for about 40 years, and he did phenomenal for me this year, won our events, and he really did a stellar job, and I look forward to working with him in the future. Unfortunately, if my driver still can't make any races, I know I have a great backup driver. Well, 2019 season, we traveled the country a little more than we usually do, but it was worth it. We traveled to the East Coast, Virginia, Maryland. We won the U.S. Summer Nationals, the Eastern Divisionals in Maryland, the Summer Nationals in Virginia, and also to a couple other events in Ohio. Had a perfect season, won every race we went to. My driver got into the Hall of Champions, APBA Hall of Champions. We won many high points and everything else. So 2019 was a stellar year. Obviously the 2019 season. Yeah, I've been doing it for so long and we've won many championships and many awards. We've been team of the year, most consistent team. There's a lot of that. But 2019, actually owning a boat and taking it and from start to finish, being perfect in the season, and then getting my driver into the Hall of Champions. He's been racing 35 years and never was able to do that. We got that for him. 2019 is my favorite of all time. You know, what I would usually suggest is come to a race. If it's local for you, check it out. And then if you think you can do it, which, I mean, it's not hard. APBA offers a driving school every year down in Ohio. Go to their website, sign up for the driving school. It's very inexpensive. They teach you the diving, they do dunk tests, and they actually put you out in a boat similar to this. And you do laps with a certified driver. He's on the radio. And yeah, I mean, I always suggest doing that. It's been very successful for people who have gotten into the sport. They drive, they're like, I want one. And then from there you can search. There's a lot of boats out there for sale. Inexpensive to expensive, just depends on what you want to do. But highly recommend going to the driving school. So I started in at Marine Parts Source, and you know, once I came in, I noticed the correlation between the parts that we sell and the parts that I use on this boat. So you know, I was able to strike up a great partnership with Marine Parts Source as a sponsor, primary sponsor, and I'll tell you what, it's been fantastic working with them, and it's been amazing. The parts, not just for pleasure boating and everything else. I mean, there's a lot of high performance parts that, you know, are here and we distribute and we use and can take the abuse that we give them, for sure. So the main parts that correlate between Marine Parts Source and hydroplane racing right now are mostly electrical and like a lot of lubrication parts. So fuel filters, oil filters are a lot of the same. We use a fuel water separator in our boat. And oil filters are pretty standard, obviously, with everything. So we use a lot of those because the marine parts, we know, can take a lot more abuse than automotive side. So they have a lot more valving, and the fuel water separators are key also to take away that water in the system. Also electrical parts, ignition switches, push button switches, all those marine parts are sealed, you know, and definitely make a big difference rather than going to buy an automotive switch. Those are definitely the big key parts. The propulsion system, we use a lot of collars, like locking collars the same way. The drive of this boat is a little different. It's a direct drive system, stainless steel 3-blade propeller, and you know, the propulsion system is pretty intense and violent. So to take that and use a lot of parts that we sell here, it definitely makes a big difference using marine parts in a marine setup. Yeah, actually you can follow our team on Facebook under NM60 Liquid Courage Hydroplane Racing Team. Instagram is B_Maduri. I don't have a team page yet, but also apba.org is our main place for all the information on teams, points, and they do a lot of YouTube videos too. Whenever they do live streaming, there's links there. So check out, you know, everything on that website too.